Hey guys, welcome back to Max Cars Dawn of War Unification. Today we continue the coverage of the UGL Season 2. We have here the bracket. Last time we covered Number versus Mela, which was exciting that Mela actually took a game of Number. If you haven't watched it, give it a watch. It was kind of interesting. And today we are covering Yaochen versus Odourless. Yaochen we have seen on my channel twice already. He is also in the Mad clan, as you can see. It's the French Dawn of War clan. And yeah, for the longest time it was only Number which played Unification. Now there's Yaochen as well. Yeah, hope to see him more in the future as well. Always nice to have good new players. And yeah, his opponent Odourless is the organizer of this tournament. And yeah, in the first UGL he wasn't really good as he's just started out, but he has improved significantly. So I'm really looking forward to this match because I cannot tell a clear favorite here. This is the draft of the two. Yaochen banned Dark Angels, which is the main of Odourless, and then Sisters of Battle, which he also plays quite a lot. Odourless, on the other hand, banned Necrons and Night Lords. About Yaochen's favorite factions, I do not know much, but he seems to like Orcs, as he picked Orcs, Thousand Suns, Black Templars, and randomed Inari. Not sure what happened there in the end. And yeah, and Odourless picked Space Marines, Fallen Angels, Raven Guard, and Salamander. So all are starters for you. If you cannot get the Dark Angels, you will take the Fallen Angels. And yeah, I think I have seen a Raven Guard game of him in the past as well, where he did go like the Captain with Plasma Pistol as an interesting opener. It was actually on Outer Reaches. So the Outer Reaches is also in the map pool. But the first map, as usual in a round of 16 in the winner's round, is Imperial City. So see you there in a second. And here we are on the first map, Imperial City. On the left side playing Fallen Angels, we have Odourless. On the right side playing Orcs, we have Yaochen. Yaochen goes for the standard opening, I guess. Yeah, Boys Hut into Generator. Two Slugger Boys into the second Gretchen, and hopefully Shooter Boys before the Big Mac. And on the other side we have a Anchorage opener, actually two Warpsmiths, so Anchorage into Cantonment. I'm not sure about the order of those. If you want to go a Anchorage opener, you want normally, okay, he also missed the timing, want to get a Cantonment first. So this already is bad because he missed the timing. You have a small window before it starts to research the first power through knowledge. And then you really want to mash the Plasma Pistol button. So he has now a delay of 1 minute and 30 seconds on his Plasma Pistols. So I guess he goes for a Plasma Pistol build with the Standard Bearer and everything. So not optimized. If you go that, you normally go for Cantonment and then Anchorage and mash the Plasma Pistol otherwise. And I think you also go for two Zealots and then the second builder. I have used this build in the past, and yeah, this is how you would normally do it. But as it is a new faction, you cannot really see the optimized build for everyone. And yeah, as we see, the Shooter Boys here capping the point, whereas while the Big Mac is being produced, so the Big Mac and the Shooter Boys will be out of map soon-ish. What I do not like is the Orc movement over here. I mean, yes, he has the point in the middle and will probably use the Shooter Boys as well. But what is he trying to do? Getting this point, some harassment with just Slugger Boys, not sure. But yeah, he wants to have his Big Mac and Shooters probably in the middle to contend over there. We see that the Plasma Pistols are still not being started even. So yeah, with this build without a generator, you can get the Plasma Pistols and two or even three, I think, Standard Bearers. I think three. But he goes for the Company Master. He goes for one Standard Bearer and a Company Master. So this is another variant. I myself go for two Standard Bearers, three Standard Bearers over a Standard Bearer and the Company Master, but the Company Master is now out and the Plasma Pistol is now getting started to be researched, and the Orcs here successfully persuaded the Zealots to leave. The biggest downside in this build is that you do not have any base defense. You only have your Tech Marines, and you build your listening post. This listening post is not finished, so this is a mistake. This is a mistake. He built this, but this also forced his Tech Marine away from here, so this is not working out as intended. He used the Combi Plasma here to get away from these, and here we have the Big Mac and Shooters getting against the Company Master and the Standard Bearer. So what the Company Master offers you over the Standard Bearer is that he's a little more tanky than the Standard Bearer, so I kind of like this. But you're a little more tight on the resources, I think. Please build this. Yes. No! No! Please build this! Oh, he's not realizing. It is not finished. Okay, he follows and finds the slugger boys here and will kill them probably if he manages to, if he sees them. They kind of slipped by. Getting now another model here. The Gretchen's here just standing around. Adding now 2 war banners. This is a slight build mistake. You want to get the pile of guns and then the second war banner. This is the usual build up. I mean, you can get also a war banner while in the process of building the war banner, but yeah, you want to have the it before the second war banner is started. You want to start the whatever. You have a one-on-one of these commanders. It looks like the Big Mac actually does not win the most one-on-ones early game, but he has a decent regeneration and most importantly a very decent sidearm, especially on the move, so you can chase very good. Second shooter boy coming in. These shooter boys are standing in the heavy cover but still eating a lot of damage from those standard bearers, so the idea is to tie them up in close combat, I guess. I need to look up if they actually get also some special weapons from the power sword research, so you could maybe even go for a melee orientated build with those guys. Would need to look that up. So if you're getting forced into melee combat, you can then get the power sword upgrades and then fight in melee as well. So we have now 2 shooter boys, I guess, and yeah, they're getting reinforced quite a bit. This listening post is being upgraded. The Big Mac either needs to force melee combat or needs to attach to a squad, because when he's attached he gives the squad a HP regeneration bonus, which is very much needed, I guess. Standard Bearer standing here, and now Marine Veterans being added. 2 Marine Veterans now. So he gets 1 Marine Veteran per commander, I guess, and still has the Zealots out. The Zealots could be capturing the critical location, which I would like, because now they're just sitting here and adding a tiny bit of damage. The damage of them is not really high, especially compared to these Marine Veterans, which are really kicking butt here. So they should capture the critical, in my opinion. And here, these Zealots are a little annoying to the listening post. I think if he goes... Did he get infiltrated questions now? He did. So we now go to the Orc side of things. So yeah, infiltrated questions are just very good. Yeah, you cannot even stand against this little listening post damage over here. These slugger boys capturing the critical here. So what is the tech options for those guys? We still have no pile of guns, which is bad. Unless you want to go vehicles, but still for the vehicles, the mech shop, you want to have pile of guns. The other side, we get grenades now, no tier 2 yet. Yeah, he's putting all his resources in the army he has now. It's a hard tier 1 investment. So the question is now how Yaochen wants to fight this. You need to either get another shooter boy, but you cannot fight this without big shooters, is what I'm thinking. Because look at the damage, look at the range of those guys. So if you want to fight this, you need a pile of guns. Pile of guns and big shooters. There's nothing you can do here. They will just pummel you down. This listen post is now getting killed, and now more and more orcs will die. So this looks bad for Yaochen here. He's getting forced back from the middle, and if you on this map get forced back from the middle, this is the part where the most economy is. So if Odourless is on his, how should I say, does what he needs to do, which he seems to do, and this is really looking bad. And yeah, this is not a position you would normally want to fight in, especially like 2 war banners, listening post, pile of guns, and now the snow boys. So this is a mistake. This is an overcommitment from Odourless. You kind of get dragged into these situations sometimes, and you think, yeah, I'm ahead, let's move in, and then you're like, shit, all this base defense, especially from orcs. Yeah, this is his, yeah, he's now, I think, still ahead, but not as ahead as he was before. Just 2 squads over here and your commanders in the middle, and just camp this for a second, or just get this listening post, for example. Why you're pushing into this base when you have this listening post over here? This is not a good move. This is a killer move, and there's no need for Odourless to kill Yaochen right now. He has the advantage in the economy map control, which is economy here, and there's a knob leader for these shooters, I think, but still, yeah. He killed Yaochen here, but I think it was a little overzealous. Yaochen could have played this a little more out a bit, but yeah, these Marine veterans cost a lot but are worth their weight in gold. I think getting this point now, this would have soon to be taken as well. Some minor mistakes, but in general, a good build from Odourless, standard build from Orcs. Maybe a little late on the pile of guns, so he would have had like big shooters and storm boys a little earlier to fight this. The Marine veterans are okay in melee as well, but generally they like to have ranged combat. So if you have these shooters and then at least one storm boy to tie them up, would have been nice. And as well, as I said before, the big shooters with their longer range would have helped a lot. Yeah, strong opener though from Fallen Angels. Maybe a little too strong overall, but yeah, the time will tell. So this is now 1-0 for Odourless. Let's see what map Yaochen picks and what factions we will see in the second game. And the second game brings us to Fata Morga on the northern side, playing in a signature turquoise or teal. It is Odourless as Raven Guards. The southern side, playing Thousand Suns, we have Yaochen. Yaochen goes for the standard opener with Warp Gate and RuneScape Construct, hopefully getting the third Skull Wizard here. Come on, okay. And it's also so is the most standard way, the bread and butter basically opener you can have with Thousand Suns. On the other hand, we have Odourless getting the armory and a crow's nest afterwards, and 2 scouts. So getting plasma pistol as well. So you do not have enough power to get your commander out. So you need your armory. So the question is, does he get the assault marines with it? Because this is like the normal way. If you do this armory delete build, you get the assault marines. The assault marines for Raven Guard are from the Raven Spire. So let's see. No, he gets Space Marines with it. So this is kind of peculiar. But he will delete this now, so he can then start his commander. I think once he built a strategic point, so he does not lose as much time. On the other side, Warp Gate is now out. Basically getting the first, the first Marine squad. And then you want to normally add your Dark Library pretty early before you get your second Marine squad out. And this guy's coming back, so come on. You need to wait a little bit, I think, for the resources. I think when you finish this one, or even before, so the Dark Library, so this builder is basically perfect. Now these guys want to wander off and get the critical locations. And yeah, getting all the points pretty fast. Sorcerer is now out. What does he go for? Which specialization you take for Ruby Marines? It is normally the summoning. And yeah, he goes for the summoning specialization with the demon summoning. Very nice, very nice. All standard so far. Yeah, on the other side, the scouts are pretty fast in the capping duty as they can sprint around. The Space Marines help with this point, which I like quite a lot. Getting now the captain. Okay. But yeah, a little peculiar not getting the Assault Marines. Not sure if the Assault Marines for those cost power. Because they are really good and start with power swords, so they might as well cost some power, not sure. You can split off these guys and get one over here, so that he builds faster. Can sprint around. Space Marine now seeing the Sorcerer Lord here. Getting also the Spiteful Tutelary, which is the little turret demon. Captain is now out, jumping over here with the Plasma Pistol already out, so he can put some damage on the Sorcerer Lord here. You can see. But yeah, the Lesser Siege Spawn will have something to say about it. Killing one scout, killing a second scout. Oh, getting knocked back. You can see that the knockback was reduced quite a way. He managed to get the cap here and survive with one squad, which is very important. But you see the knockback only until here. With the last version, it was unto the hill. Some Doom Bolts coming in. The Lesser Siege Spot running in, kicking one Marine in this side and another Marine on the other side. So yeah, hard to hold this. Scouts are now getting reinforced as well. And yeah, needs to reinforce all his units here to stand a chance. But now the Rubik Marines are outnumbered And yeah, normally you want to only be aggressive once you got your Aspiring Sorcerer out, because the Aspiring Sorcerer makes you move more quickly and gives you more accuracy. So these guys would have been more dangerous in speed and damage, basically. As just standing here will lose a model and another model, only one model survives. So these are expensive models. I have the Sorcerer is still alive and retreats through the middle, getting some shots, bolter shots from the Space Marines. And yeah, a lot of dead Rubik Marines. You see here gets the Aspiring Sorcerer right away, because he makes your squad just that much better. The Spiteful Entity over here, Spiteful Conjured Demonic Entity, is still shooting here. Does not the greatest damage, to be honest, but yeah, does at least annoy the opponent. And we see here the points are getting taken by the Thrall Wizards quick and sharpish. The Space Marines now sprinting over, and I think the sprint does reduce the accuracy, so sprinting into combat is not the best idea, rather sprinting out of combat, because you will not be able to deal a lot of damage. Immediately upgrading this point is very good, because this is clearly the point of contestment. Over here we have two Rubik Marines which cannot quickly quickly move to another place without being in tier 2 and having the warp space and warp time research done. I really like that he has also Techmin Artificers here, because this is the point where he needs to hold. If he loses this listening post, this is really bad, because he can move on to the next listening post. The the Product Captain goes into melee with the Rubik Marines, which is very much needed. He needs to make sure to not play too much with the Source Lord here, which is still a menace in melee. His stun and slow chance has been reduced significantly, but still quite a lot. Now we have a lot of Space Marines and a lot of Rubik Marines, but I think overall the Rubik Marines should lose this fight. Or are this another demon? There's another demon incoming, so he now needs to fall back to the safety of his listening post for now and get rid of these siege spawn first. There's actually now a plasma generator in this very position, because there's a lot of contestment over here, I guess, but in general it would have been better to have it a little more back to the base. A lot of Marines dying, so he needs to reinforce them as much as possible, thinking maybe about a third squad as well to hold this tight. The Brother Captain kills these siege spawn, but also a lot of Rubik Marines being killed over here. But also a lot of Marines. These Rubik Marines cost 55 requisition to reinforce, the normal Marines here 50, and you still have these Techmin Artificers, which have, what armor type do they have? Commander, so they can fight very well here as well. Very well as well. You know what I'm trying to say. So very, very neat defense over here. Not sure about... Okay, do not want to fight on open ground, really. The Rubik Marines can stand here and on open ground they will win this. They just cannot fight it, because there's the listening posts and the builders with it. With just the numbers you have here, you will win this every day of the week, But now with the listening posts here, they kind of retreat. And as I said, not sure about continuing them, following them. They are on paper and on flat ground stronger than you, so do not contest it too much. Will they just turn now and kill some Marines, I guess? Yeah, they now decided that it is the right way to just engage again. And okay, he sprints away. So this is what he thought to do. Let's see at the tech progression over here. We have tier 2 halfway done for 1000 Sun, tier 2 more than halfway done for the Raven Guard. So what would be the follow up? I would like to see some Landspeeder Storms, because they are so good, and probably some Hellblades, I guess, for 1000 Suns. You could also go for Chosen, and of course the upgrades and time warp space research. There's now a third squad of Rubik Marines, so these upgrades would be very much needed or good, you could say. There's now the Arsenal got Bionics. Now the second point of Bionics got cancelled for now, for some Vanguard veterans, so some melee veterans. So this is another route. You could go for the Stone Guard or the Vanguard veterans. Stone Guard maybe even better, not sure. But Vanguards could be nice as well. Not sure to engage now. You build your Vanguard veterans now. Every model you lose will make the upcoming fight worse for you. Also, do not want to engage. There's a superior army over here. Wait until they come in the arms of your listening post. There might be even a point to get a turret over here, because this is clearly the point where they want to attack. You also have now the warp bolt ammunition for some anti-vehicle if needed. And yeah, there comes the Vanguard veterans in. The brother captain here, the captain just dies on the foot of the Sorcerer Lord. Bolters of the Marines fine. There's even a Flamer. Flamer is not a good option. Flamers on both actually. You're tier 2, might as well get these plasma guns, but Flamers are not good. These Rubik Marines do not have any morale, so there's no real use. Maybe he wants to use it against these summoned stuff, like these conjured entity and the siege spawn, but still, not a big fan of those. You want to have the plasma for this. And there now these Vanguard veterans taking off to get a base trade, or what they are trying to do. Is just standing here for now, looking at this Silver Spire, and now, oh, they are chosen. So they do not want to fight these chosen in melee. They will probably win. On this side, the Thousand Suns are also winning with some casualties, of course. This squad is full, this squad is not full, and this squad took a lot of losses. But he kind of managed to do so. Only 2 squads of Space Marines, and now this, grenades coming in, but still there's plasma generator for grenades getting chains for some Doom Bolts. And Vanguard veterans here winning, losing against the Chosen, now getting also a lot of Vanguard shots from this Silver Spire. The second Vanguard veteran squad is now finished, so maybe he should have waited for the second squad to finish, but it's hard to tell. I mean, he chose the engagement. I would have liked if he would have waited, maybe even built a turret over here and waited until he had 2 Vanguard veterans, or only engage when Yaochen wanted to engage. He was waiting for his units inside, units and stuff, where Yaochen, not sure, probably got all the upgrades he wanted to, and then moved on. We always also have this Occult Forge with the Hell Blade on the way as well, so some anti-vehicle would have been an issue, maybe. But yeah, you would have needed scouts with missile launchers to deal with the Hell Blades, and that's normally not a nice idea. I mean, if you can infiltrate your scouts with the Hunt Begins upgrade, this would have been an idea. But yeah, a lot of ideas, not sure if all of them are really like good or not. And yeah, as always, also hindsight 2020. Well played by both players. Yaochen showing that Thousand Suns are still a force to be reckoned with. In this version they got some mild nerfs to kind of deal with their strengths, but yeah, still very strong faction overall. This leads us now to a third game, because it's now 1-1 to both players. Odourless can pick the next map. The factions still in the pool are Inari and Black Templars for Yaochen. And for Odourless it is Space Marines and Salamanders. If I would make a guess, it would be Black Templars for Yaochen, as he randomed Inari, and for Odourless probably Salamanders. But yeah, we will see in the third and final game in a second. And here we are on the final map, Deadly Fun Archeology. On the left side playing the green Black Templars, it is Yaochen. On the right side playing Salamanders, it is Odourless again, with his teal kind of color scheme. So he goes teal at all Marine factions, it seems. So he goes for a Furnace Opener with a second Tech Marine and 2 Scouts. So maybe a generator with it, I guess. Yeah, so he goes for a more economy based opener here, so you can upgrade listening posts and stuff. On the other side, Yaochen goes for 2 Crusaders in his main base and then a Tech Marine Artificer. This is, I think, an unoptimal build. You want to have your Tech Marine Artificer, your second one, as quickly as possible, because it A, builds fast, and B, lets you get your Stronghold Barracks earlier, which in turn makes these Crusader squads cheaper and allows you to get a Castellan. So you could then get the Castellan here and the second Crusader squad over here. Would have been probably the better choice. But okay, still kind of works out. Getting now also the Crusader Fire Support. Okay, he goes for a heavy infantry opener, which you really need for Black Templars, to be honest. On the other side, 2 Scouts into Force Commander. Okay. Force Commander. And Scouts. Not sure if Salamanders is a faction where you can just stand with the Force Commander alone. I think you want to have some Space Marines with it. I would have liked me to see some Space Marines first and then the Force Commander, instead of the other way around. So you would have had one squad to capture this point, or even capture this point, and have your scouts on the middle already. There are some initiates, the ranged initiates that is, whereas your Crusaders are still busy capping. So these ranged initiates need to be careful. If they lose a model, they get zealous pretty fast. Yeah, against the Force Commander you will not have a chance, but the Castellan is coming in. Look at him go with these little candles and skull on the back, because why not? Has a good sidearm and good melee options, but I think mostly excels in range combat. The Force Commander on the other hand excels in melee combat with his flaming sword of power, which I just called it. And now we have some Marines versus Marines, and these are 5 and these are 4 Marines, so I guess 5 Marines wins. I guess Castellan as well I think should win this fight. I'm not sure, do not go into melee. I'm not sure why you go into melee with this Force Commander over here. The Force Commander with his flaming sword would win this melee. And now there's also 2 dead Black Templar models, so these guys will get zealous, so they want to go and attach to this guy. Okay, he actually wins handily against the Force Commander. He needs to attach now to his initiates or they will die. He ordered some reinforcements before this, so okay, he wants to really focus down on this Force Commander, but while he's standing here, he's losing more and more initiates. He needs to come back and either tie up this squad or get attached to those, but I would prefer to being attached to those for now. Okay, he leaves them, leaving them zealous, getting even initiates. Initiates does not have the sniper, the shotgun. All the while he's capping the map, even going now to the middle it seems. Second ranged initiate squad is on the way. There's now a melee initiate squad and there's the upgraded listening post. I find it kinda interesting that the firing range of the listening post is still the standard, although he has this flamer, which does some AoE damage. Maybe this would something I would recommend to reduce a bit. But we have now two Space Marine squads, and yeah, these guys regenerate pretty fast in general, as they are salamanders. They are slow but sturdy. And there's now two range and 2 melee squads against only these 2 squads, so the salamanders need to run away. The full might of the Black Templar has been assembled over here. So the question is, yeah, I think they can still hold it with this listening post over here, so the Black Templars would need to make sure to get the strategic point over here. That would be better than moving into this listening post, I think, because moving into this listening post is exactly what the salamanders want you to be. Could even detach the Force Commander, but is worried about his safety. These scouts are about to die, but all the time this listening post is shooting. There's even now these Tech Marines adding some fire as well. These initiates getting zealous over here. These other guys will get zealous momentarily, so they are fighting in an extended amount of time in a listening post in tier 1, which is normally not the best idea. Is there another upgrade listening post? Not yet. On the southern side there is. So what do we see here? Another Space Marine squad. Yeah, he notices that he needs more bodies on the field to hold this, because yes, these get zealous and uncontrollable, but they are still very tanky lads and hard to finish. So these tier 1 fights are really dicey for Black Templars. They can win it really hard or they can lose it really hard. The Force Commander just died, and yeah, there's now Green Marines getting absolutely zealous and killing stuff left, right and center. These ranged initiate squads, 2 squads still firing at these salamander squads, killing a model or 2 momentarily. I think the morale is actually broken on those guys, interestingly enough. So the Castellan killing some Tech Marines now, which he easily does, and now these Tech Marines go into melee against these ranged squads. So the ranged squads will kill this Tech Marine, I think, without an issue. Tech Marines for... Is this a Salamander? Yes, it's a Salamander Tech Marine, so it is Commander armor, but still. But now that there's the 3rd squad out, this now can turn against Salamanders, but there's still a lot of dead Salamanders over here. The health of the Castellan is still very healthy. These melee initiate squads are still here, firing away. And now, yeah, I think at some point you want to kill this listening post. You're killing a lot of models, but you're also eating a lot of fire here. There's now the Tech Marines coming in to support here as well, getting immediately zealous as well, because they are not immune to the seal on their own. So yeah, now these also adding in some fire against these Marines. So this is just absolutely Marine slugfest here. He's now getting damage on the listing post, and depending on the force commander they will be able to. There's now these squads over here, 2 squads challenging 1, which is not good. You want to have each on 1 so they cannot fire, and these guys now redirecting the fire to the force commander. But yeah, 1 squad almost dead. These guys are not controllable, so will eat a lot of damage from this flaming sword. The tech marines here adding fire to the listing post. Listing post is very low, so if they are, yes, now the melee initiates will take it down, and now need to focus back on those ranged squads. We have still 3 ranged squads, and the force commander killing mortars left, right and center. I think 1 ranged initiate squad did die in the end, so we have now 2 melee and 2 ranged squads. A very long fight over here. Look at all the dead marines. Teal and green marines fighting it out over here. I'm not sure if staying over here is a good option. Adding now a tech marine as well. So these guys getting the melee, but that is nothing you really want to do with these tech marine artificers. If anything, you could have built a turret like here, or if you want to have it more defensive over here to aid with this at once. But yeah, we see a lot of dead Black Templars here. Is the Castellan still alive? He is, and with the ranged squad. And these units here are dead, I think. Dead in the water. Woof! Took down this listing post. Is there any tech progression here? Not really. More ranged initiates coming in, upgrading his listing post. I think he all the time fought, yeah, with a slight economy disadvantage. So he would, if he had some cheap capping units, Black Templars that is, then they would would have been able to get all the points around. So yeah, Yaochen calls GG here. Although he more or less won this fight and killed his listing post, it was still too costly. This is the problem with the Black Templars. They do not have scouts or any cheap capping unit. If they would have it all the time, they fought here. Let's say 1 cheap squad of scouts could have taken this point and the critical points, which would have given them the economy advantage, which in turn would have allowed them to sustain this fight over here. So very dicey, these tier 1 fights, but very nice to see this carnage over here. Very cinematic, I have to say. Well played by both players. So Odourless takes this 2-1 here, so he will advance to the round of 8, whereas Yaochen will need to fight his way back in the losers bracket. Okay guys, as usual, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!